Republicans on Beacon Hill are on the warpath over the prospect of toll hikes. I'm joined by
Tunnel
Representative...
drivers see a steeper hike from $3.50 to $5.50 to
We've been longer
$7
to
by
the place
July.
where we're talking about taxes versus tolls, and no one's talking about reform.
But similarly, we do not have the privilege, Mr. Chairman, it seems to me, of ignoring the fact
We face a
that
turnpike that's close to
Hundreds
bankruptcy.
gathered in East Boston today voicing their opposition to a plan that would raise tolls on part of the Mass Pike and at tunnels leading into Boston.
I am John Larkin. I am the manager here at Echo. So I guess for the last 6 months I've been here. We've actually been under the radar here because we've had a lot of, the news anchors been right outside here doing photos because we're very, very much affected by this toll hike. I believe it will directly affect business. For us, seeing that a lot of our customers are from East Boston, it won't affect them, but we also rely heavily from Boston being so close that for someone to come to a restaurant just to try it out and to spend $7 or whatever the raise is going to be, it's really going to affect us because they just won't come here.
Voicing outrage over proposed toll hikes on the Massachusetts Turnpike.
With preliminary approval for dramatic toll hikes, passionate public voices of opposition may come too late to make any difference.
The negative side of me says that this is all they're going to follow the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law. So we're optimistic that they'll follow the spirit of the law, and hopefully they will be able to reconsider their decision.
Michael Kelleher. I founded Stop the Pike Hike on November 14th once the Mass Turnpike Authority announced a toll increase proposal. I live in East Boston. I live and die by the tunnels, so I knew I had to do something. So what I did, I called my friend Spencer Kimball, who's a political consultant, and we got a website up that afternoon and started to get support immediately from some talk show hosts and different things, really spread the word. I said, Spencer, what can I do to stop this toll increase? And we both batted around different ideas.
Spencer Kimball as well as Mike Kelleher, both of them very distinguished, well-spoken, and articulate individuals who I know in your case, Mike, have been
My name is Shannon Flanders. I am a waitress at Echo in East Boston. If the tolls go up to $7, it's going to be terrible. I mean, we're already geographically isolated from the rest of Boston, for example. People are not going to want to come explore new places to see what it's like on the other side of the harbor if they have to pay $7 to get back over to the other side. And it's a shame because this area is really starting to take off. It's a hot spot for foodies. There's a lot of different cultures here, and it's a really awesome neighborhood. There's a really cool energy, and I think that the toll increase is just going to wipe us out.
My name is Ihab Saad. Across country, I don't see the tolls expensive except in Boston and New York. Plus, sometimes I just picking up the customer. The gentleman, he's going to downtown Boston, and he complained about $7.50, because Massport is charging us $2.25 for the toll, for taxi toll. I think the gentleman says, like, how come you make $12 and the Massport they make $7.50? It's like, I don't put the price. This guy's put the price. We just drive a cab, try to make a living. We're not putting anything. Whatever this guy's charging us, we charge.
My name is Lenny Timpone, and I've been here for 45 years. If you have to go through the tunnel, you're going through the tunnel, regardless if it's 25 cents or $10.
Right.
I mean, if you have to go, you're going to go. And
time is a factor.
Plus, and if you've got an easy pass, you're going to go. You're not even going to think about it. You're going to go right through, and it's going to be on your credit card. So what's the big deal?
My name is Gary Clemens, and I own CKC Freight Services in Fair, Mass. The best trucking deliver you, 71389-8417. Call anytime, no cover charge. To increase just the tolls, I feel is an unfair practice, because it's going to first of all, it's going to hit a limited amount of people, even though you may think everyone that uses the tolls is a great amount. In the grand scheme of things, and there's all due respect to Massachusetts, I'm sure this tax is going to go, but the people like Abraham, Mass, or Framingham, they may not use the tunnel on on an everyday basis. They may have occasion to use it, why should they? But if you can, the gas tax would be a broader tax, would be a lot less of an effect on the individual taxpayer's pocketbook.
Yeah, no, but there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I gotta pay no matter whether I'm paying $4 a gallon or $2 a gallon. Whether I go through the tunnel at $3.50 or $8.50. If you go drive through New York to get to Manhattan, you gotta pay $8.
Yes, you do. To burden the frequent user with an increase in the toll would be devastating. That kind of a toll, devastating, when a more broader tax on gas would evenly spread out the cost.
I remember when it was 50 cents.
Hey, change my bag to Joey.
Joey?
Voicing outrage over proposed toll hikes on the Massachusetts Turnpike.
Tonight, Bay State residents packed the first of 4 public hearings on the proposal.
Then the public hearing started in December. There were 3, and then there was 1 in January, which were all over the state, and they were all well attended.
You're gonna raise that excessive tunnel or the damn bridge? Give me a break!
Someone takes the Russian roulette in the head, and it's the North Shore that takes the Russian roulette bullet in the head. It's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen.
But the increase is going to cost me approximately $5,000 a year, and my company approximately $18,000.
Because we face an MBTA that's going to have service cuts and a fare increase by July if we don't deal with the crisis in a comprehensive way.
But we've heard from school teachers, nurses, doctors, lawyers, etc., the elderly, the young, everyone at these hearings, and yet they haven't taken the whole thing off the table. Why? This should be taken off the table. It's a bad idea and it's reckless.
You look at a guy like Spinelli's at Spinelli's Bakery, he's got 30 different vans that run back and forth to the city, and that's his lifeblood, is doing catering to different businesses downtown, which is, only a mile or 2 away. Yet, if you're going to start charging him $10 a run, $9.50 or whatever it is for the commercial, that's going to be an additional $60,000 he spends a year in tolls, which means that 1 or 2 people are going to be laid off at the bakery because he's not going to be able to afford those costs, and he can't just raise his prices. Unlike the Turnpike, they just decide, hey, let's just double our prices. That's the answer. He would have to make cuts, which is what we've been proposing the Turnpike should do all along: is start with reform, start with cuts, then come to us for additional revenues.
I heard about Stop the Pike hikes, and one of my friends sent me an email about it, and I registered on the website. And so I started working with them. I helped organize the rally, contacted a lot of our state representatives and state senators that we had to get them out to speak here at ECHO.
And it was really good to see East Boston Rally come together and walk down the thing with all the politicians behind it, against it, all the community activists, and just general people that live here. It was really, interesting and exciting to see.
Massachusetts is one of the only states in the entire country where we are losing residents. So do we want to flee or do we want to fight?
Towards the end of February, the governor and the speaker and the Senate president all asked for a delay so that they'd have more time. So they voted for a delay. So now we're up until July, where the toll hike will go into effect at the full rate of $7 at the tolls and $2 at Allston, Brighton, Weston, if nothing's done by our legislators at the State House.